here's your conservative, but not bitter host, Todd Huff.
That is right. You are listening to the home of conservative, not bitter talk, and I am your host, Todd Huff. Email, as always, todd@toddhuffshow.com. You can send me your questions, your feedback, your thoughts on the convention, your thoughts on Trump's speech, your adoration and praise. I'll take any of it here at the Todd Huff Show. It's good to be here. Thank you for joining us. We've just been talking about this speech, this end to this week's Republican National Convention, and it was, in my estimation, a grand slam last night, and we went through some reasons of that last segment. And I want to continue talking about this, but I want to talk specifically about the left's kind of response to this. I already shared with you the example of sound bites. Got to get the sound bite ready, but we've already heard from Yvette Simpson. She was on. I watched this thing on ABC. All 8 nights of 4 nights of the Democrat National Convention, which was a real bore fest, and then Republicans Convention, which again, in every objective way, ideas aside, who you prefer, personalities, all that aside, just on who did this objectively better, who presented things better. It is without a question, without a doubt, without any hesitation. There's no close second here. They were blown away. The Democrats were blown away. They were outproduced. Of course, we knew the ideas were going to be in favor of the Republicans as well, but just on its face, on its just production value alone, blew the Democrats out of the water. So that's normally an area that Democrats can excel in, but normally they don't have a candidate. Well, I shouldn't say that because they had Hillary last time, but they don't have candidates. I mean, Obama wasn't this way, I guess is what I'm getting at. Clinton wasn't this way. Maybe John Kerry was. I mean, definitely Al Gore was, but they've had their successful candidates. They can draw you in. They are good on stages like this, but that's not the case with what they have now. And so they went into full-on, basically, in some respects, hate America mode. Now, listen, this is not something that the average Democrat thinks, but this is something the radical left thinks, and this is something that their political leaders think. They don't like America as founded. They don't like America as it is under President Trump. They don't like the idea of their power becoming less and less. They like their power to increase. They like to see more government. They like to see less liberty. They like to see higher taxes, more control. They don't want you making decisions for yourself, me making decisions for myself. In fact, they think that we're completely inept, inadequate, unqualified, and they need to be the ones calling the shots around here. That's the basis of liberalism, that plus emotion. If you understand those two things, you're 2/3 of the way towards understanding what it means to be a modern radical leftist, a liberal, who's now becoming a socialist. And so last night and this week in particular, but specifically last night, President Trump and the other folks who presented and spoke last night, I'm looking here on Fox, Ivanka speaking. Ivanka did a good job last night. But President Trump triggered the left, triggered the media in ways that they hadn't been triggered in quite some time, which is hard to believe because they're triggered constantly by President Trump. So I watched this on ABC, and I shared what Yvette Simpson said last segment, which you can get on Facebook or on our podcast, on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get podcasts. But I want to talk about Terry Moran. Now, Terry Moran's supposed to be, in my understanding, a journalist. I come to the conclusion after watching Terry Moran that Terry Moran has no interest. I don't want to say he has no understanding of what a journalist is. He's not one. I think it's intentional what he does. I think he knows what a journalist is. A journalist is one who presents information as unbiased as possible as a human being, and then let your listeners or your viewers or your audience, whoever, whatever medium, if your readers, whatever medium you're using, let them make up their own minds. You give them information. Even if it's information that's, harmful to what you may personally believe, you just give information. And there's not many folks that can do this. And I'm going to go on the record to say Terry Moran is incapable of doing this. I watched him for 8 nights. And unless he comes back up across my path with something outrageous that he says, I'll never look at him. I'm never going to look at him as a journalist. I may look at him as an example of what journalists pretend, or what make-believe journalists pretend to be, how they try to, hoodwink us or get us to think that they're being objective. But anyway, he was triggered last night. I just want you to listen to this. This is what they want you to think. I paused because I was going to say this is what they believe. I don't even know. I don't know if these folks even know who they are and what they believe. All they know is they want Trump to lose. And they are willing to say and do virtually anything in order to accomplish that ends. So I want you to listen to this response. And this was early on. This was before Trump even spoke. This was in reaction to people simply telling people, people that were watching the convention, people on video or speakers explaining why they decided to vote for Trump. And it was a powerful part. A lot of Democrats, a lot of people, I'm looking at it right here, a piece of it here. This lady speaking now is a Democratic socialist, and she came around to vote for President Trump. They did this video, and it was very, very, very well done. Black Americans coming out and telling us why the Republican agenda, why President Trump is better for all Americans, including Black Americans, and Black Americans specifically, why that's better than what they're being sold or told or deceived about with the Democrat agenda. The Democrat views the black voter. Biden made this clear. That's just the reliable, monolithic group that's how they look at them. I don't like to categorize people in any way in the sense of, black Americans think this, white Americans think this. But that's how the Democrats divide and conquer. And they look at the black voter as monolithic, really one viewpoint. Joe Biden made this abundantly clear. He said it twice, not just once. He said it twice, that the black community, the African-American community in this nation is not as diverse. In fact, it's not diverse at all. It just has one way of looking at things, I guess, according to Joe Biden, which is preposterous, which should upset folks in and of itself. It should push people away from Biden, but we're not just looking for people to be pushed away from Biden. We're looking for people to be attracted to Trump, and Trump and his team did a great job in doing that last night with the video and with the individuals that spoke. So, in response to that, Terry Moran on the verge of losing his mind. I mean, I would go as far to say he was seething at one point. In fact, I think I saw him grit his teeth, bite down, bear down. Terry Moran. He probably needs to get with tough guy Chris Cuomo, do some training and burn off some of that frustration. But you can see the anger and the rage and they can't believe they're at this point. They have invested everything in the destruction of this man, everything. And yet, here we are. And there stands a very legitimate possibility that Donald Trump can win re-election. That is not supposed to happen. That is not supposed to happen. Not when they throw what they've thrown at him. He shouldn't be able to get up and look at himself in the mirror in the morning. He should be relegated to bed and, depressed. He should be on suicide watch given the amount of attacks that have been levied at him. But he is truly Teflon Don. I don't know of any other person that can walk through the fiery arrows and the attacks and almost be energized by it. President Trump is a remarkable human being in that respect, regardless what you think about his politics or his tweets or whatever, but just remarkable to be able to stand up and walk through it every day and to get, I think, almost energized. So, But that's the backdrop of what Terry Moran was all upset about when he said this last night on ABC.
Heard last week so many Republicans who are joining Joe Biden. This is the Republican attempt to show that there are some Democrats that are with Donald Trump. But as Yvette just pointed out, it's a different sort of format.
Well, there is a change that's happening, and it is in some ways welcome. Look, the Republican vote in 2016 was 88% white. That's not healthy for the United States. That's not healthy for the Republican Party or the Democrats or the black community. And black Americans voted 9 out of 10 just about for Hillary Clinton. Now, there are reasons for that, and good ones, but to break that up would be wise. I don't think this president is well positioned to do that, given the substance of what he's done. He does talk about black unemployment at its lowest level, but he also talks about issues that are desperately important to black Americans in ways that they are very alienated from the vast majority of them. So while this is a laudable effort, we shouldn't have an all-white party in America, which is basically what the Republican Party is. That's not good. I think they've got a long way to go. That's just what the polls and the facts show.
Oh, yes, that's factual. That's factual. Republican Party is an all-white party. That's factual. Hey, I'm just telling you, Terry Moran says. I'm just telling you what the facts say. I'm here to report the facts, man. The facts say the Republican Party is all white. That's what he says. 88% of people who voted for President Trump in 2016, allegedly, don't have that number in front of me, but they're white. Not other races and ethnicities. I think, isn't America like 70? I'd have to look this up. But I thought America in 2016 was something like 70% white. It's not like it's 40% white and there's 90% of, I mean, it's in the vicinity of proportionally, the breakup. It's higher white than the national breakdown of races, if that's again how you want to look at things. But you have to figure you have one party driven by the media that's in full attack mode, making people of other minority races, they tell them that they're being attacked and maligned and destroyed by the Republican Party, by President Trump. They're told constantly that it's a party of racists, but if you listen to the content, there's nothing remotely, it is silliness. It is disingenuous to say that Trump and the Republican Party is racist. In fact, when people pay attention, see what they want, they the media, they the Democrats, they want the black community or whatever minority, whatever group that they can come up with. They want them to so hate the Republican Party, to so hate President Trump that they don't even listen to what they're saying. I encourage you, think about this, I encourage you to listen to what the radical left is saying. I'm not afraid. I'm not convinced that they're going to be able to draw you in, because if you listen to truly what they're saying, it is radical, nonsensical gibberish. It's pathetic. It's anti-American. It's anti-freedom. It is not good. It is not appealing. I played that soundbite of President Trump's in the end of his speech last hour. Maybe I'll play it again. I don't know. That is inspirational. That is empowering. That is an awesome thing, what President Trump says about Americans, about what we're capable of. All people, every single person has within them, or upon them, or however you want to look at this, they're made in the image of God. They have the fingerprints of the creator of the universe on them, capable of immeasurable things. Things I don't even think sometimes we have the slightest understanding of what our capabilities are as human beings, all of us. I care not one iota about the race, gender, but we have within us, we're made in that image of the creator of this universe, the all-powerful, the almighty. That's who we are, all people. That applies. They don't even want minorities listening to that message, because they know that at some point, if they take down the guards, if they start to look at the person saying these words, they start to look at them and say, I'm just going to be fair. Suddenly they begin to be open to this. Suddenly they begin to think, maybe this isn't what we've been told. Maybe what we've been told is a lie. all of these years. Maybe our hatred has been stirred up. Maybe the folks who have been in power in our cities for half a century or whatever, maybe the people that we've elected and sent to Congress and the Senate who have promised that they're going to fix our problems for all these decades and haven't done a diddly darn thing. In fact, in many cases have made them worse. Maybe they're not really being straight with us. Maybe they're deceiving us. And you see the people, when they listen to Trump, when they give him a chance, especially, God forbid, if Trump could go door to door in this nation and meet people, I think it would even be more powerful what we're seeing. But Terry Moran just this comment that he made is just silly. He says it's a good thing what Trump's trying to do, but it's just still not there. It's just, we'd hope that more people who are not white would be Republicans. Yeah, sure you do, Terry. Sure you do. Anyway, this is the reaction. This is the response. They are out of ideas. They've been out of ideas for a long time, but they are scared. They are running. They know they're in trouble, and this is just the beginning. That's why they're calling for debates to not take place. I'm going to play that after this break. Nancy Pelosi says she's agreeing with Joe Lockhart. Biden shouldn't debate Trump. And after looking at these two productions, looking at these two men, looking at the way that they spoke and how they connect and what they communicate and how they communicate and how thoughtful and engaging and all that they are, I don't blame them. But they knew this for a long time. But don't be surprised if this starts to come up. People talking about maybe, just maybe, not having debates. This may come back up now in the wake of this because they know they have a big, big problem when it's Trump and Biden alone on that stage, and they would be right. Bring it on. Bring it on. You act like you're so confident and ready for this. Bring it on. Let's add one for all I care. Let's do it tomorrow. Bring it on. This is not going to be pretty, and they know it. I've got to take a break. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Outside of the federal government, no one likes losing money. Any amount of money, not just the $6 billion the State Department lost. And what makes losing money worse is knowing that we could have done something to stop it. Well, if you have an inefficient furnace, a toilet that won't stop running, or a leaky faucet, you can do something about it. You can call the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Call 317-831-5279 or visit economyheatingandair.com.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Our partner, Global Plasma Solutions, has published ionization testing results that demonstrate a 99.4% reduction rate on a SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 surface strain within 30 minutes. This is the first instance that an air purification company has effectively neutralized SARS-CoV-2. Commercial Service Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is installing this solution in businesses and homes in South Central Indiana. Get your free information kit at commercialservice.com/info. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
In the compassion of Christ, we see Christ as he models it for us in some really interesting ways. He's not worried about the world metrics. No, he is worried about the person. Mark 5, he gets in a boat and goes across the lake for one person. We see him as he's walking amidst all of the people. He stops to engage with the one woman with the issue of blood Christ was about engaging with people and not worried about numbers. If there was one, he wanted to engage and connect with them. For us today to live out the compassion of Christ, will you engage with someone? Will you engage with the one? Not worried about the numbers, but worried about the connection.
Indy Decorative Concrete is hiring immediately. They're looking for workers with experience finishing concrete. Pay is $25 to $30 per hour with weekly overtime. All jobs are located within the city of Indianapolis. Call 317-784-1464 or apply in person at their offices located at 8366 Brookville Road, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46239. They're open Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, visit their website, www.indydecorativeconcrete.com. www.indydecorativeconcrete.com.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. Welcome back. So let's look at some of the fallout. This came yesterday. So it wasn't complete fallout after Trump's speech, but it was fallout after 3/4 of the Republican convention. And of course, they've always not wanted to engage in these debates anyway. They're the Democrats and the media trying to find a way, and they will do this. We're going to find a way. They are going to find a way, do their best anyway, to keep Trump and Biden from sharing that debate stage. So Nancy Pelosi, yesterday, this is on C-SPAN. I don't know, she's being interviewed, a little press conference here. And this is what she has to say about Joe Biden.
Since you asked about that, I myself, just don't tell anybody I told you this, especially don't tell Joe Biden, I don't think that there should be any debates. I do not think that the President of the United States has comported himself in a way that anybody should, and has any association with truth, evidence, data, and facts. I wouldn't legitimize a conversation with him, nor a debate in terms of the presidency of the United States. Now, I know that the Biden campaign thinks in a different way about this, but I thought what he did in the 2016 was disgraceful, stalking Hillary Clinton like that. I was disappointed that the press didn't say, go back to your station. You're not here. You don't own this stage. You have your own podium. She has hers. So I think that he'll probably act in a way that is beneath the dignity of the presidency. He does that every day. But I think he will also belittle what the debates are supposed to be about. And they're not to be about the skullduggery on the part of somebody who has no respect for the office he holds, much less the democratic process. Why else would he try to undermine the elections in the manner in which he is doing? So if Joe Biden asked you what I thought about it, I don't think that he should dignify that conversation with Donald Trump. You ask them any questions, both of them. Just take their own stage for any number of conversations about any subjects. Hold them accountable. What are they proposing? What is their vision? What is their knowledge? How are we going to get it done? How do they connect with the American people? Let that be a conversation with the American people, not an exercise in skullduggery. Thank you all.
Not an exercise in skullduggery. I tell you, folks, these individuals, I mean, it is so obvious It is so absolutely obvious what they don't want to see. It is a thrashing on the debate stage. They're worried about Joe Biden. If these debates run late into the night, they're worried that Joe Biden is going to not be able to, and again, I'm not comfortable talking about this, but just not be able to keep up, to just not be able to engage in dialogue freely, to have, I don't know, brain freezes or what. I don't take joy in this, but what is amazing to me is how they try Nancy Pelosi, Joe Lockhart. We saw him. He first said this maybe a month or so ago. Came out and said that Biden should not debate Trump because Trump's lying, and all Biden would do would be correcting him factually, and there really isn't any grounds. I mean, it would just be Biden correcting Trump constantly. I mean, the left would love that. That's what they do anyway with conservatives. They bring on a conservative to say that we have a conservative on the panel. I remember back in, I think it was 2016 during the election cycle, there would be, CNN used to bring on like 40 people. In fact, they had to, when they backed the camera, the camera had to have such a wide angle view that you couldn't even tell who these people were. You could barely even identify male, female. Like, who am I looking at here? But I can tell you, everybody but 2 people on that stage were Republicans. So if there were 38 people, or say 40 people, 38 were Democrats. 1 was a Republican, but that 1 Republican hated Trump. And then there was the Republican who was going to support Trump. And then the other 39, I'm using hyperbole, but not as much as you think. The other 39 would then attack that particular person. And that's what, correct. But they had 39 people in this exaggerated circumstance. But you know what I mean. You may have seen these. You know what I'm talking about. And so they would love this. I've said on here before, heck, I remember listening to Rush when I first started listening to talk radio. Rush used to say things like, sometimes the best thing you can do is to let the person who has a crazy idea just continue to talk. You don't have to rebut anything. You don't have to correct anything. Just let them talk. If it's as bad as what the media says, if it's as bad as what Nancy Pelosi says, then the deception will be obvious to the American people. Why wouldn't it? Why are they so afraid? Why are they so afraid of lies? I don't fear lies. I think lies should be exposed to the light of day. A bright, shining spotlight. That's what I think. I think lies shouldn't be hidden. I think if your opponent is lying, you want to flush him out. You want to be able to call him out. I think that's exactly what you want. And if truth is on your side, you should be able to win the fight. You already got the media on your side. Nancy Pelosi acts here like the media would let Trump say and do whatever he want without any consequence. When I was watching this convention last night, I mean, I laughed with my wife. I told her, I said, it's remarkable. Every time they would come back, somebody would say, again, maybe it was 2 nights ago, Stephanopoulos, when there was a black Republican that spoke. I don't have his name. I think Oz may have it somewhere. She may have known it. But as soon as he spoke, and again, he's saying as a black American why he supports Trump. As soon as Stephanopoulos came back, what he said was, just want to point out that that the person who just spoke is has been flagged by or is under investigation for insider trading by the SEC. That's all he said. So, again, I told my wife, I'm going to start saying every time I play a Joe Biden clip, I'm going to say Joe Biden, who has been accused of rape by Tara Reade, Bill Clinton, who has been accused of all sorts of things by Kathleen Willey, by Paula Jones, by, of course, we know about Monica Lewinsky, which is slightly different, but not entirely different. I'm going to start saying that. If you're not going to allow anybody on that Republican stage to get by without you taking a shot at them, why should we let the Democrats get away? The Democrat, actually, in many instances, if you want to be if you want to be more appreciated and applauded in the Democrat Party, the more that you can get away with, the better. Rahm Emanuel said during this convention, vote often and vote early. That's what he said. Vote on. Now, I always said it the other way, vote early and vote often. And I jokingly would say that that's the Democrat leader's strategy for these elections. But he openly said it. We got a saying in Chicago, vote often, vote early. Whatever. Anyway, the idea that you should be so afraid of things that are not true, you should be able to decimate them. If he's as smart and as articulate and as well-versed on policies as they want us to believe that he is, he's been there for half a century, he should be able to decimate Donald Trump, especially if he's lying. He should be able to pick that apart and expose it for all the world to see. But he can't, because it's not true what they're telling you. He is not looking forward to this. His campaign is definitely not looking forward to this idea of debating President Trump. And so here we are, beginning this next game of can they get away with not actually having to debate. If they can blame it on COVID, they can blame it on Trump's lies. If they can blame it, they can come up with some other thing. If they can concoct some other reason as to why he shouldn't be on that stage with Trump, believe me, we will hear about it. If it can get traction, they will love to run with it. They would love to cancel these debates. Anyway, gotta take a time out here. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter. To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Hi, my name is John Swadner, Sales Director of the Todd Huff Show. As a listener of the program, you know the show is growing. 4 years ago, it began as a podcast in a closet. Today, it's a 2-hour show that airs during morning drive in Indy and in Utah, and we're just scratching the surface. Todd brought me on board to help the show and our advertisers grow. That's why I'm specifically looking for partners who are a good fit to advertise with us. Would that be you? To learn more about what advertising would look like and to determine if it's a good fit for your business, shoot me an email to john@toddhuffshow.com. And be sure to ask me about some of our special packages that will save you up to 40%. Email john@toddhuffshow.com. Shoot me an email today.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at Zuluscape.com.
Our word can't be diluted, because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change Counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
All right, welcome back. So, I wanted to share this with you. Again, the left is just, they tell us, they eventually let us know who they are. So there's a hurricane that just hit along the Gulf Coast. And Joe Lockhart, who came up last segment because he's the one that's out there telling Biden he should not. He's the first one that said Biden shouldn't. Well, I shouldn't say the first. He's the first one that really kind of came out and tried to present some sort of an argument, and serious argument. I mean, it's not serious, but he presents it as though it's serious. So he's out there saying that, Biden shouldn't be debating Trump because he just have to stand there and correct all of Trump's lies, and that's just a waste of Biden's time, I guess. And I don't know what else he has to do in his basement. You figure at some point he would want to try to win the presidency. But see, this is the strategy, folks. This is the strategy to win the presidency for Biden, to stay out of view, to stay hidden, to not have to say what you think, to not have to talk about things without a teleprompter. In fact, I saw him being interviewed by Anderson Cooper. He's looking at notes, reading notes as he's answering questions. I mean, it's really just pathetic. But anyway, there's a tweet that went out, and this is what it said. It was tweeted 2 days ago by David Rothkopf. He is author, host of Deep State Radio. Wrote a book called Traitor, A History of American Betrayal from Benedict Arnold to Donald Trump. So, anyway, he tweets out 2 days ago, a massive hurricane that may be part of an unprecedented hurricane season is bearing down on the Gulf Coast. California is being devastated by some of the worst fires in history. The worst pandemic in 100 years has claimed more than 180,000 lives. What do all these have in common? What do all these have in common? Joe Lockhart responds to that tweet, karma, ? Karma. So it's karma? I mean, what, that these states voted for Trump? Is that what it is? Hitting Texas-Louisiana border? That's karma? People's lives being at risk? God forbid if someone suffers loss and potentially dies, there could be, obviously that happens with these storms. They lose their property. Houses are destroyed. That's karma. Is that justifiable karma, Joe Lockhart? Remember, this is from one of the individuals who's part of a party that's just full of love and grace and can't understand why Trump hates people so much. You think Trump has ever said, I'm not aware of Trump saying this. Karma, he says. Karma ? It's a questionable karma that the United States is being drilled by a hurricane, that there's wildfires in California, that there's COVID. It's karma. That's what he says, karma. These people, and I'm telling you, we are just beginning to see. We're just beginning to see who they really are. Wait until we get closer to this election. Wait until there's other reasons that people have to vote for Trump. Wait until they see that the investment they've made in demonizing and destroying this man has really only created at this point, potentially, a neck-and-neck race. They're going to lose it, folks. They are already losing it. And when people lose it to the extent that they've lost it in the past over Trump and the way that they will, the degree to which they'll probably lose it again, they reveal to us who they are. And they think things like it's karma. You vote for the wrong person, fire and hurricanes will hit your state, I guess. Of course, I don't know how that affects California. California is as radical left as, that's why we call it the People's Republic of California on here. There's parts of California that are very conservative, but the majority of people are, California is on the verge of being beyond hope because of how morally bankrupt they've become, how ideologically bankrupt they've become in places, in big cities where there's lots of people who just follow the status quo and vote for the same people and get more of the same problems and then blame the other side. I don't know how that's karma. I thought karma affected the person who did the wrong. So didn't karma just hit conservative states? Joe Lockhart? They'd love that. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they love it. They revel in this. Karma. COVID karma. Hurricanes karma. Wildfires karma. Karma for what? Payback for what? Electing Trump. This is the compassionate, all-loving, pure as the wind-driven snow, radical left. This is who they are. They reveal to us who they are. When things get more and more tense, when the election gets, from their perspective, tighter and tighter, they're going to tell us more and more of who they are. Just watch it along the way. Might give you nightmares at night, but you can watch it along the way. So anyway, for those of us who have a savior that's not government, I certainly don't want to see Biden win, and I would be disappointed and upset if we see Democrat victories here. But you're not going to hear me say some of the things that you hear come from these radical leftist mouths, because I already have a savior. I don't need that to be government. I don't need that to be Biden. I don't need that to be Kamala Harris. I don't need that to be Nancy Pelosi. I don't need that to be Chuck Schumer. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Got to take a break. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. The election, to clarify, the election does matter. It matters tremendously. They cannot save us from wildfires and hurricanes. Patently ridiculous. Be back in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Ever ask yourself, what does my business insurance actually cover? Well, at AIA and Avon, we think you deserve to know. AIA is focused on earning your trust. We've found that when we educate our clients and truly listen to them, they allow us to work alongside them to put together the insurance plan they need. Whether your business is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com. Advertisement sponsored by Grange Insurance.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
I love my community, and I wanted to do more to make a difference with my hard-earned dollars. I wanted to make an impact and help shape our future and our county. So I gave money to the Community Foundation of Morgan County. More than just charitable giving, the money I donate is tracked and measured so every dollar is held accountable. It's a social return on your investment. Why don't you join me in donating at cfmconline.org? That's cfmconline.org. Philanthropy with measurable impact.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, President of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
You know, Joe Biden, I will agree with him on one thing. This election is about the soul of America. That has been made crystal clear. We have a choice to make here, a choice that between stark contrast, and the media and the Democrats are trying to walk a tightrope of sorts. They're trying to still convince the radical left. In fact, you may have seen comments from Obama saying effectively that what Bernie wants and what Biden wants are not really that much different. But yet when they go out to the American public, they don't want that to be the narrative. They want Biden to be moderate, middle of the road, not radical, not against guns, not wanting the defunding of police, even though he's clearly made it obvious that that's the side of this argument that he's on. And so this is it's a choice between two dramatically different ideologies, worldviews, set of values, belief in the role of whether or not there is a God, whether or not there, the role of freedom, the role of the individual. The Democrats seem to believe that individuals need the help of government. They seem to not understand that most people who become successful in financial standards started with little to nothing. I mean, they were maybe with a little something, but they were successful on their own. They were first generation millionaires, or however we want to quantify this. They ignore that. They make it sound like there are people who are talented and good and can produce, and then there's the rest of us who just can't survive without a handout. And that's simply not the case. That's made obvious through these conventions. That will be made more obvious through these campaigns. Joe Biden will be exposed for what he is, for what the radical left believes. Kamala Harris will have the same done. Democrats know this. They are terrified, but this is a stark choice, a stark contrast between what we've got presented to us. That was made obvious during these conventions. And now it's time for this campaign to really hit its full stride. It is going to get more contentious. It is going to get more intense. It is going to get more challenging and difficult. I encourage you to just keep your head down, nose to the grindstone. Do not be intimidated. These are tactics of people who are fearful of losing. The way that they're responding, the way they're trying to intimidate, the way they're resulting to emotions or to tweets that say it's karma that hurricanes hit the United States. Patently ridiculous and absurd. Keep the faith. Don't be intimidated. This is the greatest nation on the face of the planet, and I've got to take a break. You're listening to Conservative, Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in Central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Radon is an invisible, odorless gas that kills more people than drunk driving. In fact, radon is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Is radon threatening the health of your family? Call Radon Environmental at 317-843-0804. Radon Environmental specializes in radon testing and mitigation. The process is quick, easy, and worth it. Radon Environmental wants to make sure your family's health is not at risk. Call 317-843-0804.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
So the stage is set. Here we go down the final the final stretch of this election. It will get contentious. It is out of control, as you know, in parts of the country. This could get worse. Again, this is what some of these people know. This is who they are, all that they know. We've got to do our job and vote, convince others to do the same, move people towards constitutional conservatism. America is worth saving. Guys, I've got to go. Have a great weekend. SDG. See you Monday. Take care.